So I think without further ado, I'd like to start off with some of our selected readings. There is a list at the back of the readings, the order in which they're going to go. Our first reader is Fran Kimmel. Is Fran here? Fran. So I should tell you a little bit about Fran. More, yes. I may actually give up. Right, Fran's prose and plays have aired on CBC Radio, and her stories have appeared in Grain, Filling Station, Prairie Fire, The Fiddlehead, Room, and the Journey Prize Anthology. She's a CBC Literary Award winner, nominee, and a winner of the Right for Radio competition, and a Brenda Strathern Writing Prize. Ladies and gentlemen, Fran Kimmel.
Well, it's wonderful to be here. How's the sound? Does this work? So thank you very much to everyone. It's great to be with all these writers, old friends, new friends. I'm going to read a snippet from Open Waters. It's the usual morning group. All together, there are 3 strong lappers plus Rosie and me. I thrash and struggle, fight against the current that chases down my lane. Winded, I wipe away the water clouds with the back of one hand, grab the edge with the other, cough, sputter, and look up at Rosie. She gives me a thumbs up from her tower lookout. I relax a little as I watch her watch me, but this makes me sink, so I push off again. Rosie is a sturdy, vigilant girl. I've got good 50 pounds on her, but if it comes to it, she'll haul me off the bottom, heave me onto the concrete, and wring the water out of me. She's promised. I landed this home inspector job 4 months ago by answering a 2-line ad in the Calgary Sun. The newer homes, stuccoed monstrosities, are packed so closely that I can walk between them, stretch out my arms, and leave a matching streak along both walls. I used to be a partner in the largest civil engineering firm in the city. The name on the glass door still stands: Fleming, Smith, and Bartle Civil Engineers. I'm the Fleming. I just don't work there anymore. Laura Smith and I have agreed we made a mistake and have parted company, civilly. Now I do 3 home inspections a day, 1 at 9, 1 at 11, and 1 at 2. I drive a white van with a roof ladder and a side panel picture of a Sherlock Holmes type spying through a magnifying glass. When I get to the inspection, I take down the ladder and haul my toolbox to the front step. Unless there's a blizzard or driving rain, I climb up on the roof and scramble around looking for anything out of the ordinary. Loose shingles, damage around the chimney, wasp nests. Inside, I check the ceilings for water stains, fill the sinks, flush the toilets, and gauge the speed of the water swirl. I hunt for rot, or its potential. I run the moisture detector around the shower and bathtub and then against the toilet base. Sometimes the seller tries to hide mildew with a fresh coat of paint or a strategically placed basket of starfish and whale soaps, but it doesn't take an engineer to find it. I play with light switches, test the circuits, pull the cover off the electrical panel, and look for undersized or melted wires. In the attic, I check the insulation and ventilation, sending out my maglite beam before I crawl in. We're standing in the cramped utilities room, wedged between the furnace and hot water tank. The couple with their sleeping baby is behind me. They've followed my every move for 45 minutes. He first, she next. He swaggers from room to room, slaps me on the shoulder, and asks pamphlet questions like, "What about this broken seal?" Or, "Could that be a foundation crack?" I look at his fleshy pink fingers and know he's never held a hammer. She doesn't say anything as she shifts the hooded snowsuit from hip to hip. I can smell his sweat, feel her peppermint breath on the back of my neck. He asks if everything's all right, if I found any leaks. The BTU rating is fine, I tell them. I look at the baby. This Lennox was prime in its time, probably 8 good years left. She sighs when I say that, a short puff of pushed out air. She wants a longer lifespan, more of a guarantee. He wants someone to blame if the whole thing blows apart. I want to warn them to tread carefully, be mindful, but I'm just a home inspector. From my third-floor apartment window, I have a clear view of Bing's Grocery and its parking lot, a red booth with the telephone ripped out and a blue dumpster that reeks of diaper. TJ slumps in her usual spot under the awning and beside the empty bike rack. I'm guessing she's 13, 14 at most. I asked her once and she said, old enough to smell a perv. This week her stringy hair is the blue-green of a glacier-fed lake. She has pieces of metal all over her face, rings clamped to her earlobe, along the bridge of her nose, at the center of her left eyebrow. A split-shot weight screws itself to the front of her tongue. I can't see these shiny bits from the window, but she's had them since I started sharing her neighborhood, going on 6 months now. She's still pretty, despite what she's done. Most nights, I buy my supper at Bing's, cans of tuna fish or chunky soup, cracker boxes, maybe a couple craft dinners. Hey, John, TJ usually yells. I've told her 50 times, Mel Fleming, and then I call her Teresa Jane just to get even, though I haven't a clue what the TJ stands for. I walk under her awning and stand beside her as she slurps her purple sludge. I tell her the stories I've rehearsed about the pigeons in the attic or the kitty litter bathtub or the flickering lights in the haunted house. Her eyebrow ring, can't say this part, ring wiggles up and down and she asks if I can spare a few bucks. When I hand over a toonie, she clamps her mouth closed again, drowning that weight fish on top of her tongue. Then she looks away, like I'm not standing beside her anymore, and I walk back across the street and into my apartment. We go through the same routine, Monday to Friday, 10 bucks a week. Today she's beginning another shiner. By Tuesday she'll have northern lights dancing across her cheekbone, shimmering under the streetlight, matching the highlights of her hair. I've learned to stop asking. And I'll stop there.